Good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to create a space of healing and support that hopefully resonates and supports you in some way. So welcome. So while you're coming over, I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my new June Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Saturday the 3rd of June, and the time is 8:20 a.m. So welcome. I trust this video finds you well. It's intense. The road is a little bumpy and we have to stay really paying attention and make the time to stay as balanced and as aligned as we can. So my plan in this over this next 15 to 20 minutes is I'm going to work with my healing energy cards. So I'm going to pull one in a moment and then I'll pull one again at the end. I also want to do some smudging, so I'll light the sage stick in a minute, and I'm going to do some drumming with the Dreamweaver drum. So that's my plan, and what we're going to talk about in between is anyone's guess. But based on the intensity at this time, I would say that, it's going to be interesting to see what comes up. I'm going to pull a card in a minute. Let's do some smudging first. So I'll just bear with me a moment while I light my sage stick here. So take some nice big breaths. I like to use my smudging time to work with the smoke and my breath. You don't have to have the smoke here, obviously, but it's more the intention to let go, to let go of the stuff that we're really struggling with right now, but also perhaps to let go of our worries and concerns and just the everyday sort of cares of our life at this time. The things that we might be overthinking or putting too much weight on, the things that aren't working for us, and just the things that are maybe contributing to a tension that we might be feeling in our body. So take a nice big breath and imagine this sacred smoke washing over your body and carrying away with it all negative energies, entities, cords, hooks, attacks and attachments. And give yourself permission to let go, to breathe out and let go. Breathing out and letting go. And let's take 3 nice big breaths now. Really full big breaths. We've got a nice smudge stick well alight. So let's take this opportunity. I'm not going to speak. I'm going to breathe out all of the old air from my body. And then I'm going to start 3 really big new breaths. And let's use this time of just taking 3 big breaths to breathe out everything we're holding on to. Breathing out our worries, concerns, stresses, the tension, whatever it is that we're dealing with. And allow ourselves to welcome in the new air that brings with it life force. It brings a recharging, a revival if we need that. It brings newness, freshness. It brings life back into our body as we let everything that's not supporting life go. And so it is. I also love that moment of pause in between our breath. in between those phases of our breath when we're breathing in and out, and that just that moment of pause where we're neither breathing in nor out and things are just paused, held just for a moment, as then the stream shifts as we go from going out, pausing, to coming in, and the movement of air changes at that or after that pause. It's an interesting space to capture sometimes. So if you're wanting to really calm down or take yourself deeper, I find it a pretty interesting space that we can tap it into any time while we're breathing. So maybe try it today if you need it. All right, let's make sure this guy is out. Okay. Are we out? Excellent. Let's grab a healing energy card. I'm just realising that my necklace wants to sit over the microphone, so hopefully it's not too scratchy. All right, guys, let's grab a healing energy card. So I'm looking for the best healing energy card the majority of us need now as we connect for this healing time. So whether you're watching the live stream or the video later, it doesn't matter. Let's see what the best card is that we need at this time now. The best card for the majority of us is this. It's from the original deck, deck 1. And it's this. Card 27, Mental Freedom. Mental Freedom. It's in the action category here. And down here it says, let your worries and negative thoughts go. Don't allow them to take away your power. Get back in charge of your mind thoughts and determination to get through whatever it is that we're going through at this time. So it seems like no wonder why I was drawn to bring the smudge stick along, because this is what we've already started. Then literally the words I've just been saying, let your worries, negative thoughts go. And then I love that sentence added in here, don't allow them to take away your power. It's very easy for our negative mind thoughts and our all that negativity, no matter what it looks like for us in our life at this time. It's quite easy for that to take over, especially if we're feeling weakened or low or we're not feeling the best. Then the negativity can just kind of swarm in at any opportunity that it can find to take over. So we have to be really aware and careful in some ways that we're not letting our negative mind thoughts, that negativity come in and consume us, because it will want to, and it looks for any opportunity, any flaw within our strength, any relaxing of our boundaries, any little inkling of fear that we have. It swarms into those, and it's almost like it's looking for that low space, that little edge, that little way in, if we're not really attentive to the state of ourselves. So the negativity and the heavy energy is like, I was going to say just tends to be there, is constantly there, and I think it potentially is, and there will be times, and depending on our the stage that we're at in our life, like 20 years ago for me, this would have been more of a something I had to be really attentive to, whereas now, because I've spent a lot of years releasing a lot of my insecurities and my own fear, then that negative energy that's kind of always scanning me, if you like, scanning the outsides of me, the outskirts of me, to see or look for a way in. There's not so many doors in now, because I have personally done a lot of shifting of my issues. So when I had more issues in the past, there was more for it to potentially grasp onto. It was a better playground for the negativity to take hold, if you like. So after years of dedication to my self-healing and having strong and clear boundaries and being strong in general in myself, there is less opportunity for the negativity to take hold, if you like. So if you've been in if you haven't really looked at your issues much, and you're feeling quite awash with negativity, let's say, or problems in your life or difficulties, then it's easier. It's going to be easy for the negativity if we imagine negativity just an energy, and it's like maybe a little comet or a large comet, but just a comet of energy that's circulating around on the outskirts of our space. And it's looking for a flaw, it's looking for a weakness in our field, a weakness within us, including fear or issues or insecurities. And when we're low, when our vibration is low, when we're feeling depleted or flat or not very well or grieving, then this energy will quickly kind of find that weak spot and come into our space, and it will try and take over. That's how it feels at this time. I don't know that I've felt it this way before. And so this energy, which is, let's say, constantly there, and I think if we think of it that way, now I think about it, if I think of it as potentially constantly being there, constantly scanning me to see and look for a way in, that awareness for me makes me actually feel like it's even more important and essential for me to look at my issues and my insecurities and my fear really seriously, look at them and release them, so I don't have that flaw, that weakness inside me that is a way for that negativity to latch on and then try and keep me small, which is what it's going to try and do, because that's what it needs for its survival. Negativity in that lower space of energy wants to keep us low, to keep it fed, to keep it alive, to keep it growing. So when we're stepping into our power and we're stepping into things that are potentially great for us, it challenges and threatens that negative energy, and we could call it lower energy as well, perhaps, or the lower mind, which is a reference I use a fair amount of time, fairly often. That's what I'm trying to say. So, what am I trying to say? So, if this energy is a constant, if it's potentially there all the time, its incentive, its motive is to try and find a way in, then that might be a good reason or a good motive for us to take or be proactive in our self-healing and our releasing of the things that we're holding on to, so that that's got less of a way to come in. Now, there's going to be times when things are busy, things are hectic, things are difficult, and we might be feeling unwell, and that energy will try and take over, and it does. And it will, even, I noticed a few weeks ago when I have a certain level of confidence for the most part, which is fairly consistent, and I felt there was this situation that I'd never experienced before, and I felt really inadequate coming out of it, and I've got to do more of these things, and it's just like, okay, how am I going to do this? So my confidence was actually plummeting, and as soon as my confidence started plummeting, self-doubt started wanting to come in, and we could say that's a part of that negative energy too. So the self-doubt started feeding its way in and started feeding my dropping confidence, which then dropped even more as the fear became more dominant than the confidence that I was feeling before, or what I generally feel. So then I had to, once I recognised that, I had to let that self-doubt go and then work on really building my confidence again and building my strength, so that I was at that certain confidence or strength level that then is more, I guess, an automatic boundary or protective field, we could say, to that negativity that's kind of constantly scanning us for a way in. And the negativity takes our power away. It really does suck out that power. So like that example with confidence that I noticed just recently for me, which I've got back, that was that negative energy of the self-doubt at the time, trying to take my power away, which was confidence at the time, by taking over, and then I was feeling smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So then I had to get my power back to kind of combat that negativity or that self-doubt as it was presenting itself, so that that would leave my space and I could return back to my that level of confidence that I tend to be at. So where are you sitting with that at this time? Because I'm sure it's maybe coming up for a reason, and after doing some smudging focused around this as well, may be important. The energy of this card also is bringing highlight to our third eye chakra and our solar plexus. Now, solar plexus is our power center. So when negativity takes hold, and whatever form that takes, it could be a fear, it could be self-doubt, it could be self-sabotage, it could be a smallness, it could be feeling inadequate or unqualified, incapable, however it looks at the time, that sucking away of our personal power. So that sits in our solar plexus chakra just above our navel. So if we can hold strong here as best as we can in our solar plexus, we might find that helpful to do perhaps with our hands, maybe placing our hands here on our solar plexus just above our navel, or focusing on the power of our breath that we've just done, taking some powerful breaths, breathing out and letting go, breathing in the new life force, so breathing in the strength, letting go of the weakness, basically, breathing in the positivity, letting go of the negativity, or however we want it to, whatever resonates with us at the time, because it's going to be different depending on what it is. And then the other emphasis here is where the point here, so the power in holding this sword here, this sword which feels protective. It helps keep us protected from that negativity that's constantly scanning us on the outside. So if we can hold strong, hold that handle there at our solar plexus, ready, with this sword to cut through the negativity, cut through the illusion or the lower energy that's trying to pull us down. And then it comes up to the point here at the third eye chakra. This is our center for vision, intuition, and trust. And when our energy levels drop, when our power is taken away, let's say, it also affects our ability to trust in ourselves and trust in where we are in our life. We start doubting more and more, and doubting sort of the opposite of trust. So it comes in here and it sort of pinpoints in here at our third eye chakra to really help us not only embody our strength, our confidence, but also tap into our ability to trust in ourselves, trust in how things are unfolding, trust in where we are in life, trust in the decisions that we're making, trust that if something in our life isn't working and hasn't for a while, then there might be something that we need to do about it. So it's like when that trust energy comes from a place or is stemmed or has that foundation in our personal power, then there are certain boundaries or certain things that we will or won't tolerate, and that we will want to try and work out a way to shift or improve those certain things. It doesn't mean that we become a pushover or a mat that everyone wipes their dirty feet on. That's something we don't tolerate when we're in our power. So as we hold this sword in our power with our strength, the strength of our arms there at our solar plexus, and we start increasing our confidence and our strength in ourselves, sometimes increasing our strength is strengthening our body. It's getting back in a certain amount of strength within our body. So it could be including or starting or bringing in again exercise regularly. It could be strength building. It might be weights. It could be walking. It could be running. It could be, I've just done some Tai Chi and I didn't realise I hadn't done Tai Chi since we've moved, I don't think, which is over a year now. And I was doing exercise in other ways like landscaping and concreting and things like that, which I've really been loving outside. But I just felt like I really wanted to connect with Tai Chi today. And so getting back into the body and strengthening our body is empowering. So as we take our power back and we don't let that negativity, our doubt, our self-sabotage, our insecurities take over and take our power away, then we embody that sword of truth. We hold it strong in our body. And then that taps in, according to this card, taps into our third eye chakra, giving us a stronger sense of confidence in trusting in ourselves and where we're guiding our life to be in accordance and in alignment with the flow and the rhythm of our life. Let's not be a pushover. Let's not tolerate being treated poorly. And if things about our life aren't working, let's build our strength so we can see it clearly and then do something about it. So I'm going to play the drum I feel like I've been talking for ages, but that seems to happen when there's a lot of mental healing occurring. Hi everybody, thanks so much for joining me today. So I'm going to play the Dream Weaver drum. She's on the website. She feels very shamanic right now. There's a strong shamanic energy that I'm certainly connecting with. And like I say, I've just been doing some Tai Chi and smudging, not only just then with you, but with my own incense just before. And I just really feel this call down to the earth and this call into the body. So for me personally too, this is very, very strong. So she feels very shamanic right now. She's playing with the elements and she's working in the night sky, in the mysteries and the unknown that we're facing right now. She's flying a kite here, which is kind of a playfulness that she's bringing into the unknown. So even though a lot of us are facing new things right now, new territory we've never faced before, or difficulties that we're having to move through. Like for me, I've got 2 funeral services 2 days in a row, which I'm not looking forward to, which is tomorrow and Monday. So, you know, we have to fortify ourselves in some way by, like for me, grounding today and keeping my strength today is going to be really important so I can see the next 2 days through and then come out that other side. So, you know, let's fortify ourselves today. Let's strengthen ourselves today. Let's make sure the negativity and the low energy is not taking us over today. And let's do something about it. So we're doing something about it by being here together today. So hopefully you can feel that energy moving. So let's play the drum. I have to take my microphone away because it rattles with the drum. So I'm going to move that away now. And I do trust you enjoy this drumming time. So please, there's nothing you can do wrong. Just listen to the drum and let the drum hold you and support you at this time. Let it fortify you if you need that. Let it help support your release of that negativity if you need that. Let it strengthen you if you need that. Let it calm you down if you need that. So whatever you need, maybe assess that now and be open to receiving that in the drum. So there's nothing you can do wrong. Just listen, let the sound of the drum support and carry you. Take some big deep breaths and I'll chat with you when I'm done. Enjoy. Excuse me. Thank you. I trust you enjoyed the drum. And I noticed, I forgot, it's been a few months since I painted this drum, but all on her dress I forgot there that I put peacock feathers, which is a sign of strength and confidence growth to me. She's sitting here on a stack of rocks. So she's out here on a limb. She's out here on the edge of things, and she's in the unknown. We're in the unknown right now. Maybe things are a bit wobbly out here at the end of the limb, the end of all things. That's how it probably feels in some ways. So it almost feels like she's moving here, like this is out on the end of a limb of a tree, and she's moving, but she's playing. So she's got this dress on here full of peacock feathers showing confidence. There's a warmth to this dress too. It's almost like if this was cold in the middle of the night. It feels like such a warm, cushioning, comforting dress that she's wearing. She's playing and she's looking up at this kite, playing with the unknown as best as she can, and her mind is free. Her hair is open and blowing here in the wind, and that shows freedom in the mind, where she's just focusing on playing her way through this time of darkness and this time walking through or out here on the end of the limb in the unknown. And there is potential out here. It's almost like being in the chaos. And, you know, the chaos, that chaotic energy is something we probably in general try and avoid, because it is chaotic and it is uncomfortable and it is unsettling and it is the unknown. But there is a feeling here that she's playing with the chaos, and the chaos in some ways too represents potential. It's raw primal energy. It's where we could grasp or tap into ideas that we can bring into form. It's where new things birth and new things come, is from the chaos. It's like it's pure creation. It's wild, it's primal, it's mysterious, it's unknown. So a lot of us might be playing out here in the realm of chaos, and part of navigating our way through might be to find that bit of strength or that little bit of order that helps keep us sane, so we don't get swept up in the wildness of the chaotic, wild, raw creative energy, so that we can bring it into form. And it's sort of an interesting energy to be in, because it's out of our comfort zone. But there is this feeling that it tends to come up before something interesting shifts in our life, before we bring something new in perhaps, or before something shifts that takes us to a new level. This is us out here on the leading edge. It's out of our comfort zone. We're in our growth zone. Out of our comfort zone is not pleasant. So let's just make sure we stay on top of things, that we don't let negativity take over, and we don't lose our power and our strength and our confidence for too long. And if we're feeling weakened, if we're feeling small, if we are grieving, then we might need to support ourselves through, you know, by doing a little bit of exercise, by resting a little bit more, by not overbooking ourselves, by going a little more slowly and steadily while we're working things out as we walk through this chaotic night sort of period. So that's our drumming time. That drum is on my website, so if it does speak to you, please take a look at templeofbalance.com.au. And if you just joined in, I was drumming and I've been talking about the energy which is aligned with this card, but very much aligned with what's going on, I'm finding personally, and this is mental freedom. Mental freedom. So let's make sure my necklace doesn't interrupt the microphone too much. Let's pop this card back in the deck. So I'm about to pull a card to go. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know what to do if you've enjoyed this video. Please interact. Please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you would like to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. If you'd like to grab yourself a deck of Healing Energy cards, Deck 2, which is this one, or Deck 1, Upgraded, which is this one, which I've combined to make a 110 card deck, which is lots of fun once you get used to shuffling such a big deck. You can learn more about these or grab yourself a deck or two on my website. I've got earrings, pendants, meditations, artwork, supportive services, membership. Actually, membership is on sale at the moment, So buy one, get one free kind of thing, which on our website is 3 months Pillar of Light that you're purchasing at once, which is 45 Australian dollars for 3 months. And at this time, for the next couple of days, it finishes on Wednesday, I think. When you grab yourself a Pillar of Light membership for 3 months, then I'll add another 3 months to it. So it'll be 6 months for the price of 3. So $45 for 6 months Pillar of Light membership at this time, which is a really good offer. So if you are already a member, I suggest you take advantage of that to extend your membership out. Or if you'd like to try it, why not try it now and see if it resonates with you. And if you'd like 6 months of support, daily support and resources and things, then please have a look. On my website, it's under templeofbalance.com.au under the membership tab, Pillar of Light membership. It's been running for 9 years now, which is pretty amazing. So let's grab a card to go. I'm really interested in this card because this, we've been kind of in the energy, talking things through. I have been. You've been listening. Thank you. And now this card that I'm looking for is about what's next. So how are we going to implement all this stuff that's been spoken about that resonates with us, or the energy we've connected with? How can we bring this now practically into our life? How can we make this count? How can we... So for the next 24-ish hours, I'm looking for the best card for us to think about how we can implement what we've spoken, or what I've spoken about. So the best card that the majority of us need for what's next is this. Okay, it's from Healing Energy Cards, Deck 2. And it's this. Card 97, Flowing Free. It's in neutral, so it's in center. And down here it says, Complete Surrender. And the first thing that comes to mind is surrendering that negativity. And I just want to highlight again that I'm saying negativity, but it can include a lot of things, and they're going to be personal for us. Self-doubt, insecurities, fear, limiting attitude, limiting behaviour, our lashing out, our anger, perhaps that's not being channeled in a constructive way because we don't understand it. So anything that we determine is weighing us down or is heavy, or what I like to determine is it supportive, is it healthy? No, it's not supportive, no, it's not healthy for me, then I would kind of bundle that into the energy of, say, negativity, as what I'm saying now. I don't tend to use that word that much, but I am this week. If I am feeling like the energy's supporting me and I am feeling like I'm healthy and I'm in a pretty good space, then that would be sort of the opposite of that negative energy. So I see it as a collective, a representation of bits and pieces that weigh us down or are unsupportive and unhealthy for us. So complete surrender would be dropping those insecurities and the stuff that's impacting our negativity and our ability to support ourselves and feel healthy and in a good space. Surrender that and really let that go. So complete surrender. In surrender there is peace. Move with each step. Participate actively in your life. You can trust in the direction you're going. And I've already mentioned that before when I was talking about the third eye chakra. So this is about flow, but there is a sense here that we're we're embodying this flow. Like we're an active component, an active participant in this flowing energy that wants to come in. It requires us to surrender the heaviness, surrender the weight, surrender the tension, surrender the negativity or whatever it is. It's keeping us low and heavy and out of our power and out of ourselves. To drop that now, to let it go. And maybe this is priority for us over this next 24-ish hours, is to surrender this now. And once we open up to the idea of letting that energy move, it can actually move easier than we probably think. So a way is to surrender it, so let it go mentally with our breath, get physically active, re-strengthen ourselves, take our power back again. That's like a great antidote to that negative energy that wants to pull us down. So let's strengthen ourselves. Let's get our power back. Let's work our way through. Let's support ourselves through what we're going through right now to get back into that flow as a proactive component within that flow and that rhythm of our life and where things are going. So we have to relinquish control, release our need to be in control, because that often doesn't work either. So let's relinquish our control and our need to be right. Let's be open to changing and shifting through things. Let's realize that there is a flow or a stability, a strength that we can tap into, whether we find that in nature or the earth or our breath or a good conversation with someone that we resonate with or connect with, whether we find that in our drum or our cards or our healing tools. Let's tap into that so we know it exists and it gives us something to move towards. It could be a goal we want to set ourselves. It could be something we want to do today that is nourishing and supportive and stabilizing for us, that takes us into that flow and that freedom. So it's turning direction, really, isn't it? It's turning direction out of going down into a negative place or being or remaining there if we feel that we're in that already, and turning direction now, coming out of that negative place, turning our vehicle around. If it's running downhill and the brakes are failing, let's turn the vehicle around and start on a new path. Let's shift things up a bit today and reconnect with the things that are important to us over this next 24-ish hours. You can trust in the direction you're going. So thanks so much for connecting, and thanks for being here this whole time. I feel like I've been here for ages, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Sending you lots of love and lots of warmth out to you today, and comfort and support, and just a reminder that you're not and you're never, ever alone. So hopefully this has been of some comfort and support to you, and hopefully you can use what you've resonated with to take into your life to help improve things. Thank you so much for connecting. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll be back to share with you again soon. Namaste. Bye.